Hey everyone, I wanted to talk today about ways that you can avoid neck pain. Because of the current climate, we're either sitting too much, working from home, maybe we're on our phones a lot more, and it's very easy for our neck to get stiff and feel pain. So one of the things that we have to keep in mind is keeping our head as neutral as possible. Now this can be very difficult, right? So, if I'm holding a phone, oftentimes if I'm texting, I see a lot of people with their heads like craned forward, right? We see this. I see a lot of people like they're almost like in a very slumped posture. So this is something that we have to be very mindful of. And that's actually really the biggest tip, is to be mindful of your neck posture when on the phone and when you're on your computer, okay, or tablet. So I like to, whenever I talk to patients, and maybe I see them in the reception area, I see them on their phones. When I see them in my room, I'll be basically telling them to focus on propping the phone up. Okay, so you can cross your one arm and just use that to support the other arm, the holding arm. And you can actually just hold the phone like this. Okay, keeps the head in a better position. We're going to forget from time to time, I get it, but again, that's really important to be very mindful of it. Okay, the other aspect of it is if we're sitting at home, it's really important to keep that in mind, where couch pillows can be your best friend. So grab a couple of couch pillows and you can use your phone and for the most part be in a decent position. Okay, you can see my head isn't too craned forward, using the pillows as support while you look at your phone. And this is a tip I also give to to kids. So if they're on their tablet, use a couple of couch pillows. I tell my daughter, whenever you're on your phone or you're on your tablet, put a couple couch pillows so that keeps your head in a better position. Okay, so this is a really good way to avoid that craned neck, especially with the kids growing up in this technology world. If you're working at a computer, the ideal, if you're working with a desktop computer, is to have the top of your monitor basically at eye level. Now, that's easy to fix. Basically raise the monitor up, get a couple of books, and just stack it on top. When it comes to laptops nowadays, it seems like while it's very convenient, a lot of people are using laptops, but it creates problems, right? Like if you look at my laptop here, right, my head the tendency is just to bend forward. So what I recommend with patients is just put one. It's not going to be perfect by any means. Okay, just tip the screen a little bit back, and that's better than if it was completely at the level of the desk that I'm using here. Obviously, if you can raise it a little bit higher, that's better. For me, it would be really difficult if I were to try to get the top of this screen at eye level. You can see for me that would be, even this is still low, it would be a little awkward, and it could create some wrist problems. So you kind of have to work with your work environment. For me, it works well just to raise it, maybe 1.5 inches, a couple of inches, and that will reduce my head from tilting as much. Again, you can't be, there's always an ideal, but we're not going to be perfect. But if you can keep in mind, trying to keep your neck in a more neutral position, I think you'll do better than either trying to be perfect or doing what we typically would do. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you find this helpful. Be mindful of your posture, be mindful of where your neck is, try to keep as neutral as possible. And I hope these tips help.